anticipate an absolute stormer as we go towards the midnight hour at the Camp Nou. Perfectly matched, 1-1 from last week. A lot of subplots in this game as well. Messi and Neymar start together for the first time. For Atletico Madrid, they have the returning David Villa leading their attack. And a raucous crowd as well as these two clubs search for the first silverware of the season.
Well, it's always a pointer, Rob, and it is a final, and it's very, very well balanced. I thought Atletico Madrid were magnificent in the first leg, but you can't keep this Barcelona side down. You know, they lost Messi at half-time in the game last week. On came Neymar with 20 minutes to go, and he made an impact. Scored an excellent goal, and now he starts this game and a chance to see him play maybe for 90 minutes alongside Messi.
There's been some decent football the last two nights with the Champions League and the Capital One Cup, but this is worth staying up for. Atletico Madrid have been a great cup team over the past two seasons. They won the Copa del Rey, of course, last year. That's why they're here, beating Real Madrid. Season before that, winning the Europa League. And last year, of course, winning the European Super Cup against Chelsea. So when it comes to the one-off big occasion, they're more than able to match the Giants.
Just look at this on the counter-attack, Rob. That's what they're good at. That's a poor pass, but they're very, very potent side on the counter-attack. They'll absorb pressure, which is what Simeone wants them to do. They know Barcelona will dominate possession, but they'll hit them on the break and try and hurt them. And that man up front, Diego Costa, has been leading the line, and, well, none other than David Villa playing alongside him, back to maybe Hunt. Barcelona, he scored the goal last week against his old club.
It's Turan floating in from the wing. He had an outstanding weekend in Atletico's 5-0 success against Rayo Vallecano. Not so easy with Barcelona. Remember, they squeezed past Malik by a single goal. Is there room on one stage for Neymar and Messi?
Well, that's what we're going to work out over the coming weeks, and certainly this is a great opportunity to see the two of them play together. And I hope, obviously, Messi's a little bit of a pull or a knock in the hamstring area last week is not going to hamper his performance tonight.
Alexis Sanchez leaves the defender for dead, fires it towards Fabregas, back to Dani Alves. Tata Martino hasn't been afraid to tinker with the team, taking Messi off last week, keeping Neymar under wraps. With a great tackle that was from Sergio Busquets, who celebrates signing a new long-term contract to the club this week. All eyes on Neymar. Now Xavi. Dani Alves. Messi crowded out.
Well, that's what they did last week, Rob. They crowded Messi out in that first half and never really got to see him play. Every time he got the ball, there was Gabi or one of the defenders, Miranda, or someone closing him down. You see the free kick given in favour of Atletico Madrid. The Belgian international.
Yes, he's the holder of the Zamora Trophy, of course. Previous 4 years, it had been taken by the man at the other end of the field, Victor Valdez. But Courtois was officially the outstanding goalkeeper in Spanish football last season.
Well, he was playing behind an outstanding back four defence who, well, in the midfield work hard as well. So a difficult side to score goals against. This is going to be a real test for Barcelona to keep their possession and obviously create chances. It's not just about creating, having possession. It's about creating chances as well and taking those chances and looking out, because on the counter-attack, Atletico Madrid can hurt you with it. That man Arda Turan on the left-hand side and Koke on the right-hand side. Both very, very speedy wide players. Here's Messi.
And to turbocharge Messi. Taken down in full flight by Arda Turan.
And I suppose that's one way. Well done, Courtois. He made that his, didn't he?
Yeah, not too many people that rise above Gerard Piqué, but Courtois able to do that.
I think you could say he has the stature to do that. Is it 6'5" or 6'6" he is, Rob?
I think when he's wearing his studs, Jerry, is 6'8". Tata Martino maybe doesn't quite have the style of wardrobe of Villanova and Pep Guardiola. Atletico got style. They've arrived in new tailored suits in Catalonia this evening. Piqué to Xavi. Messi starting in this deep position. Great 1-2. And bullied off the ball once more by Arda Turan.
Well, I wasn't totally convinced that was a foul. I thought Arda Turan was going with him, and Simeone's making that point. Yeah, he's making that point. I didn't think it was a foul. And certainly the last one before that was definitely a foul. This one, let's have a look, see. He just bullies him. He just pushes him off the ball. He uses his strength and gets across Messi.
Did appear that the referee had been slightly overprotective of the World Player of the Year. Dani Alves takes the right back position tonight. His replacement Adriano scored the game-winning goal at the weekend against Malaga. Busquets. Mascherano. Still the word from the Camp Nou is that they will not buy a new central defender. They're happy to have Mascherano alongside Piqué and of course Puyol, the old soldier, when he returns to full fitness. There's Busquets, fights it through. Messi in his stride, taken off his toe. That was a brilliant tackle by Felipe.
Well, I was admiring the pass from Busquets. Rob, that was just pinpoint. Great pace, and what a run from Messi. Well picked out by Busquets. There's 5 red and white shirts and he still found them. And good challenge, as you say, from Luis Felipe, and wonderful goalkeeping as well. But this is top class pass from, well, a player who can certainly command a bit of respect on the midfield. And he's just signed a new contract as well. What's his buyout clause? 150 million?
150, yeah. Alves, Xavi. There's a sharpness, a crispness about the passing of Barcelona. There's an organisation about the way Atletico are defending. Piqué leaves his defensive shackles early on. Fabregas hoisted into the area, but Neymar isn't a bad header of the ball. Like Lionel Messi, he belies his height.
Well, he jumps really well. He got up early there against Juan Fran and won the ball, but he couldn't direct it on target. And there wasn't a lot of pace on it as Gabi tries to rally the troops and get them organised after 8 minutes. And you can say Barcelona have dominated that 8 minutes without really causing too many problems. One fabulous pass from Busquets that almost got Messi in. But this is what it's going to be about. This is a very well organised Atletico Madrid side, and the coach is so enthusiastic it's untrue.
He's the only manager of the top 6 sides last season to keep his job. The other 5 clubs have all changed the leader. And Simeone really is building a team and a club here that is to be reckoned with.
It's a work in progress, isn't it?
And most of the players have been together now for 3 seasons. Year by year, they've laid the foundations. Well, Courtois can't get there, and fluffing his lines, Alexis Sanchez.
Wasn't an easy one. Difficult chance, but it's across with pace. And Alexis can't direct it on target.
Xavi. Nobody dwelling on the ball for Barcelona. Shuffling it around at speed. Neymar tries to go through the legs of Diego Costa. And the big man goes to ground.
Clever play, good play from Diego Costa. No one to play it up to because he's the target man, and decides to dribble in between 2 defenders. He gets fouled by Neymar, and he'll take the free kick.
Oh, what an entertaining opening 10 minutes. pretty much as to be anticipated. Atletico drilled in defence, not giving anything away. Barcelona coming out at breakneck speed.
Diego Costa has to learn to keep his mouth shut. That could be the undoing him of this season. I think he's going to have a good season, Robbie. He'll score a lot of goals. He's the main man, taking over from Cal. But Gabby now trying to stand up for him. He doesn't need to speak to the officials. Let them do their job. You can say he's pushing and bullying, and he's probably 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but the decision's gone against him. He has to accept that.
He's the new breed of Brazilian footballer, isn't he? In the old days, we used to see them as all stylish and skillful. Now we have him and the Hulk.
Brazilian, he could be a Spanish international very soon. You know, he's played 2 friendlies, but he hasn't qualified for Brazil, so he could end up being selected by Spain.
And he, of course, didn't go to the Confederations Cup with Brazil either. Piqué. Mascherano. Dani Alves. Comfortable on the ball. Piqué. Excellent crowd. This, of course, is an 11 o'clock kickoff in mainland Spain. Tata Martino is taking a while to get used to the differences in European football. He's saying it's the first time ever that the club have had to subsidise the supporters' travel home. The reason for that is Barcelona have had to put the local council coffers to pay the tube staff to take the fans home. They normally close the tubes at midnight. They'll continue working until 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't think he's a Christian Gross character, though, so I think he uses the tube to come to work, Tata Martino.
He says he knows a lot about football. He doesn't know as much about Spanish football. But he's going to find out very quickly, and he knows that this is a hard work. And look at that, 3 red and white shirts around Messi.
There's a pack of them chasing him then.
Well, Felipe Luis is who the referee's speaking to, but it could have been any one of 3.
It was like a fox being chased around the countryside. He did take a rattling challenge from Felipe Luis. Fran. Just looking around, I'm pretty sure that hasn't had a single kick of the ball yet for Atletico against his former club.
No, I see him putting pressure on Piqué a couple of times. Every time he's got the ball, he's put him under pressure, and obviously he knows Piqué very well from the last 3 years. But he does all his good work in front of goal, doesn't he, David Villa?
Alves. There's a lot of spotlight placed on the number of fouls that Neymar has had to endure in his 3 games in Spanish football so far. He's been given a rough initiation, nothing too nasty. I suppose the equivalent of the bumps on your birthday. Here's Jordi Alba, disappointing, a volleyed cross.
Oh, I know the way they play. Jordi Alba will be pushing on at every opportunity, trying to get in behind him, as will Dani Alves. And they're going to pack their defence. He said that, Tata Martino, he said that he didn't think Simeone would change his tactics. They'll play exactly the same way as he did in the first leg at the Vicente Calderon. I have to agree with him. I just think that when you've got home advantage, it makes a little bit more of a difference, Robin. Barcelona will have certainly the lance play of possession.
Barcelona, of course, in the Super Cup for a 5th year in a row. Won it 09, 2010, 2011. Beaten by their great rivals Real Madrid last year. Fabregas times his run. Onside, only 2 in the penalty area. Poorly timed pass from Fabregas, who again is in the side ahead of Iniesta tonight. That's a great ball. Oh, I'm not sure that was offside.
I was the same as you. When he struck it, Rob, he was moving on to the ball. Diego Costa, you'd have fancied him to finish it.
Well, he takes it gracefully, Diego Costa.
Yeah, he's off.
Well done, officials. Officialdom 1, commentators 0.
Yeah. Lovely play, though, on the counter-attack. Lovely little 1-2.
Couldn't believe his luck then, Diego Costa, getting 20 goals last season. Really came of age.
Well, I wonder how Barcelona learned a lesson from Real Madrid in the cup final, because Real Madrid dominated the game and had lots of chances but didn't take them, and suddenly when they were 1-0 up from Ronaldo's header, then one chance before half-time, they've equalised, and then it was always going to be Atletico Madrid's trophy.
Mascherano. Here's Xavi. Dani Alves. Piqué joins the attacking party. Neymar. Great take. Juan Fran sticks to his task. He'll settle for conceding just the corner.
It was a good tussle between these two last week, and one chance at the far post, Neymar got in and got a good header in at the near post, and you could maybe blame Courtois a little bit because he was beaten at the near post, but it was a super piece of play, and that was the goal they wanted to get the equaliser. Now they have a chance to really work at creating chances, wearing them down. But there's always double cover in the wide positions, Rob, on the right side and the left side.
Busquets. Mascherano. Fabregas. Neymar's swapped wings. Has a run at Felipe Luis, but loses his footing on the lush surface of the Camp Nou. Well, almost 75% possession for Barcelona so far. It has to be said, the games where Atletico allowed the other side more possession last year, Atletico tended to win. In fact, the games where they dominated possession, I think there were 6 games last year that had more possession than the opposition. They didn't get the 4 points.
Well, it's a disappointing pass to Diego Costa, who was completely unmarked on his right-hand side. As Mascherano starts another attack.
Sweeps the ball to Dani Alves. Alves, beautiful little clip in, but the one weakness Barcelona have, if they do have a weakness, is a lack of height for crosses like that.
You want to change direction here, and just look at his left ankle. He went over on the outside of his left ankle and twisted it. That could have been nasty for Neymar. Well, he seems to be okay. Busquets not happy with that last decision.
David Villa off the mark last week in the first leg between these two teams. He could prove to be the bargain of European football in the summer. 5 million euros. Down from the 40 million that Barcelona played for him 3 years ago. Now to Turan. Draws players. Oh, and almost it was a clever move. If only Diego Costa had a little bit more belief.
Well, it was belief and then not being caught offside. I think he timed his run right. The pace of the pass was just maybe about a yard or two too much from in front of him. It was a little play that obviously they'd rehearsed on the training ground. Lovely little set play, but they need to get the set plays right tonight. Those could be the difference between scoring goals or not scoring goals, and here they are on the break again.
Well, Fran. Oh, the offside came first.
Oh.
Had it not, it could arguably have been a red card for Jordi Alba.
That's a good point, Rob.
He must have seen an absolute age waiting for that whistle.
Well, he's just offside, and he did clip him. He did take his heels. Just there, he's clipped his heels.
Chicken and egg situation, wasn't it?
But you're right, the offside came before the foul. Last defender, all that sort of stuff, could even have been a red.
Has to be a clear goal-scoring opportunity, I think, is the wording in the law book. Xavi. Alves. Neat play. Alexis. It was the meat in the sandwich, the pressed meat in the sandwich. Xavi. Fabregas, little flip over the top looking for Neymar. Well, these last few seasons, all eyes have been focused on Lionel Messi and the opposing defence, but now, of course, they have to keep an eye on Neymar. Leaves them cross-eyed. Here is Neymar, taking on all comers. Finds no way through. Alba.
Oh, it's a foul. It's a foul, definitely. Jordi Alba was clear when Diego Costa made the challenge, and they're arguing over something. Let's have a look, see. Let's see what the claim's about, but that was a foul.
Yeah, a little retribution from Diego Costa. He will say that he got the ball.
He's saying the ball was already out of play, but the foul came before the ball went out of play. Well, I wonder what the two maestros are dreaming up here. Xavi and Messi involved. Who's going to take it? What sort of pace they're going to put on the ball? Who's the target?
Courtois, that's a couple of the players to offer protection at the near post. Xavi fires it in. The wall was well built. Now Alba. Cesc Fabregas. Alves. It's a great study of two top sides. Barcelona for their usual bright passing football. The coaches out there taking a note of the organisation and just how well drilled and set up Atletico are.
Well, they've made it narrow the pitch. They've left the flanks bare, but they're closing down really well. They're pressing the first touch, Rob, and making it difficult for Barcelona. Good play.
Alexis Sanchez went down a little easily. I thought that ball had gone out of play as well, but the referee's assistant not giving the throw. Almost a terrible pass. And always chasing seemingly lost courses is Diego Costa. Piqué brilliantly gets himself out of a tight spot. Mascherano to Alba. Next stop is Neymar. Neymar will float in onto the right foot, looking for the shooting opportunity. Doesn't find it and meets Miranda. You could have a sweep on how long it takes Sergio Busquets to go down, clutching his knee in a game.
I think he's not been touched, Rob, but I do think he makes a meal out of everything, and
he always shakes it off and always gets his opponent back as well. 81% Barcelona possession. The only stat that matters, though, 0-0 on the night. Barcelona with the away goal at the Vicente Calderon last week.
He's got to get booked for that one.
Referee's patience has been tested. He's kept his cards in his pocket. That's the first foul committed by Koke. But the referee says that there's persistent fouling of one man in particular, Lionel Messi. And he'll have no more bullying.
He's past him, he's well past him. He just sticks his right leg across him and fouls him. Messi knows he's going to get booked, but they can't all keep getting booked like that. And eventually they're going to have to let players go past them. Well, they'll start making substitutions at half time.
I think they'll just take off the players with a yellow card. This is the modern game. Messi dips it in. Good header away by Godin. Dani Alves. Fabregas goes down, looking pleadingly at the referee and then screaming at the assistant on this near side. The reading of that is that his momentum took him over.
He maybe tried to be a little bit further, says Fabregas. He's tried to stay on his feet. He's got a nick on the ball, but he's also been tackled as well by Gabi. And it knocked him off balance.
Great news earlier in the evening, by the way, Jer. I'm sure you saw it, that Real Sociedad ease their way past Lyon to reach the group stages of the Champions League.
So cruise control, 2-0 at home, 2-0 away. What a great result for Real Sociedad. And four teams now will compete in the Champions League. Should be an interesting draw on Thursday.
Tata Martino exacting. It's actually telling a couple of players to go forwards, not to bring everybody back. Misplaced header by Busquets. Costa. Fouled by Fabregas.
I'm not sure that's a yellow card.
I suspect the yellow card may have been for his after tackle theatrics rather than the challenge itself.
He actually won the ball with his studs. You can see Trods on the ball there, Rob.
Yep.
But then he stood on by Diego Costa. There's no yellow card for me there. There's no yellow card.
Was there a free kick though?
I don't think there was a free kick either. I don't know what he's given it for. Two players sliding for the ball. If anything, you're going to have a go at Costa for standing on top of him afterwards.
Now this may favour the left foot of the Brazilian Felipe Luis. It's a small wall. A lot of players vying for positions for the bits and pieces if Valdez were to halt it on its progress. It is Felipe, but it's a major disappointment.
Well, there's a massive disappointment. As I said earlier, Rob, you know, when you get free kick set plays, you've got to implement them properly, and that's a disappointing effort from Felipe Luis. Chance to hit the target. He knows that. Simeone will be really disappointed.
Neymar. Xavi. And who needs no introduction.
He was a meat in the sandwich there, wasn't he? I think it was Arda Turan for behind.
How he escapes from these games unscathed, I'll never know. And how he keeps his temper on the banana. Now Busquets is in trouble for acting as the prosecution counsel.
Well, always too much to say, Sergio Busquets. Let the referee do his job. And this certainly works well for Atletico Madrid when he starts arguing. Now, the tackles from behind. There's one from the front from Mario Suarez. I think it's a foul, but I don't think it's anything more than that. He's trying to tackle from the side.
And it's a cheap yellow card for Busquets because
it is.
He's the man who's charged with making the most tackles for Barcelona in the centre of midfield. He can't make a mistimed tackle. The Nou Camp drum roll. Well,
it's another
very
poor
clever
routine.
What a great throw that is from Courtois as well. He has Mascherano scuttling across to stop Harder Turan.
Great engine order, Turan. Fantastic counter-attack. Broke down the left-hand side. Turkish international, big smile on his face.
It's quite sporting actually there, because he went over to the ball boy
and he gave him the ball,
and he didn't exactly snatch the ball off him. Just a reminder what's coming up at the weekend. Osasuna Villarreal is 10 o'clock kickoff on Sky Sports 4 Saturday. Real play Atletico in the morning. Sky Sports 3 on Sunday. Followed by Real Sociedad against Atletico, part of our double-header. Barcelona back in action at the Mestalla. 8 o'clock start us on Sky Sports 1.
Some great games at the weekend, I have to say.
We await our first goal of the evening. Neymar.
Well, Gabi's complaining. He thinks Neymar's made the most of that.
Alves. Messi. Alba to Neymar. Great layoff from Dani Alves. Fabregas plays it inside. Strong challenge on Alexis Sanchez.
And Robin, Atletico Madrid's only won it once, you know. They'd love to win it again.
Well, last year, of course, Barca and Real was a feisty old affair, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it? It was a great affair. Barca's won it. Is it 10 times I think they won it?
Yeah, Barca have won it more than any other team. 10 times in total. Been in the final 5 years in a row.
They've won the Spanish Cup more than any other team as well. I think it's 26 times they've won the Spanish Cup. That's a great ball. Good cover.
It is by Miranda. Unfussy Brazilian defender. He and Godin are an excellent combination. Of course, as backup, they have Demi Kellis, who's on the bench tonight, but is strongly rumoured to be making his second move of the summer. He was freed by Malaga last year. Moved to Atletico, but a lot of interest from Manchester City for a central defender who played for Malaga and, of course, Bayern Munich successfully in the Champions League. Shoots is the cry to Mascherano. Chances of him scoring are very slim. He's never scored for Barcelona. Right. It's a cute ball through. Diego Costa. Alba comes across. Costas plays it back. Now to Koke. And he just cushions it to Victor Valdez. That was a major chance missed by Atletico.
It was, Robin. You can see the quality of the counter-attack, the pace and the strength of Diego Costa, the support that came there. And it should have been a better finish for me. That deserved a better finish. I'm surprised, really, that they didn't have a shot earlier on. Gabi had a good position to go and take a strike at it. He preferred to set it up for Koke, and it wasn't a good finish. I think that when they get chances like that, they've got to make the most of them.
Ten minutes remaining in the first half. I imagine there's a lot of parents at home who are having squabbles with the kids who want to stay up late on a Wednesday night, the last Wednesday before most of the schools go back. Good entertainment game. Finally poised after the 1-1 in the first leg in the capital. Daniel was helping his fellow countryman Felipe on his way. Right back and left back for Brazil. Piqué to Xavi. Neymar. Improvisation. Fabregas to Alba. To Fabregas. To Xavi. Xavi stays strong. It falls agonizingly just in front of Messi. And Courtois hangs on.
Well, it was wonderful link play from Barcelona, and Cesc running in the layoff, and Messi and everybody involved, Xavi. But again, it's a solid unit, this Atletico Madrid defence. There's lots of bodies in there. It's well cut back to Xavi from Cesc, and a rebound falls kindly for Messi, and then the header. You know, it was a bit like a pinball machine play there. But not much for Courtois to get annoyed about.
Barcelona, by the way, have scored in the last 14 Spanish Super Cup games in a row. To go back to 1999 to find the last time they failed to score, home or away, in this competition.
That wouldn't be Mallorca, would it be any chance?
It probably was.
I think the year before that they didn't score either. That was against Valencia.
An unnecessary challenge after the ball had gone. Alves. Alexis to Piqué. Alba. Busquets. Dani Alves waiting for a gap to appear, doesn't, so Fabregas plays it inside to Messi. Good strong defending once more from Atletico.
I'll tell you now, Rob, see if they play two-touch football Barcelona, they'll knock it through. It's going to have to be one-touch play. They really have to quicken things up because they're so quick at closing down this Atletico Madrid side. And they've narrowed the pitch down, and every time the ball goes anywhere near that, the D or inside the penalty area, there's 2 or 3 red and white shirts coming to close them down.
Thuram. Can't get caught in possession. Alves. Busquets. Piqué quickens the play. Mascherano. Now Alba. Neymar. Even David Villa there is the first line of defence, getting everybody back behind the ball. Alves. Busquets again.
That's a good play.
He's kept control well so far, Senor Fernandez Borbalao.
Yeah, he's done well. He's not taking the bait from any of the players, to be honest, and he's learned Diego Simeone's team to compete and make it difficult for Barca.
Five minutes remaining in the first half of this second leg. Remember a particular thriller between these teams in our first ever season of Spanish football on Sky, Jerry, when Bobby Robson, or Bobby as he was back then, won the trophy. 1996, beating the double winners, Atletico Madrid, 6-5 on aggregate.
Yeah. Fantastic game, Miranda. Could have a stray elbow in the chest.
PK. Well, pass from Alves, and he's left his left-sided post vacant here. Koke, Felipe. Simeone's given his players a license to attack here.
Good play.
Getting a fair impression of Barcelona themselves here. Atletico Madrid, great movement. Under Turan. Oh, what a save from Victor Valdez.
Well, it's taken 41.5 minutes, but that's the best piece of play in the game so far. Fantastic one-touch play, passing movement, but it's coming from Atletico Madrid, and that's a top-drawer save from Victor Valdez to stop Arda Turan scoring what would have been a fantastic goal.
Atletico's first corner of the evening. There's a breeze blowing around the new camp. Headed back in there, nodding down, but no trouble from Costa for Valdez. He was the hero at the weekend, wasn't he, Victor Valdez? Made a tremendous save in the latter stages of the game against Malaga.
Rob. He was unbelievable. He saved one from Tessote, and I can't remember who the other one was. I think it was a substitute. Seba Fernandez it might have been, but it was brilliant play. Look at this play here. This is fantastic. Composure, what a strike. That is a top-class save, world-class save from a 31-year-old goalkeeper who looked like he was going to leave. Look at the skills here from Arda Turan. Really do admire this Turkish international player. Yeah, that's what you're all about, Victor. Keeping your composure even after 40-odd minutes, not having anything to do, and then he pulls a save like that out of the bag.
Well, Iker Casillas has had a troubled last 8 to 9 months at Real Madrid. Valdez has been a model of consistency.
Vicente Del Bosque is watching that. He's got to be impressed.
Costa. It's like watching the Harlem Globetrotters in defence, isn't it? Look at this. When you watch the Harlem Globetrotters, it's like watching Barcelona, I suppose.
Here comes
Lionel Messi. There's no basketball player in the world as talented as he is at football. Messi leaves one on the ground, stopped by Gotti, but still Barcelona come forward, and that's Messi once more on the blind side, flips it to the far post. Alexis.
That's super play, good ball in deep to the far post. Alexis gets up, but he can't quite direct the ball down onto the target. Lovely little cross from Lionel Messi, and he's up early. I have to say, he's up early against Felipe Luis. I wouldn't say it's one of his strong points, Alexis. Here comes the heading.
Alexis did particularly well, the best he could do. Stood his ground, made a very large barrier for Alexis to try to climb over. He made that great tackle early in the game as well. Dani Alves. Fabregas taken down by Gavi.
Nearly twice as many fouls committed by Atletico compared to Barcelona, as you would expect.
Neymar wriggling for some kind of freedom. Messi right on the 45-minute mark. Senor Fernandez Borbalon calls for some half-time peace. Well, last time Barcelona played